The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
Hey everybody, welcome to Inspiring Stories of Transformation. I am so excited to be with all of you tonight and for you guys to hear some incredible stories. Well, let me tell you who I am and why I'm on this call. My name is Michelle Heyman and I am an independent certified OPTAVIA coach. And I am just really honored to be hosting tonight. So let me tell you a little bit about me. Here I am on the left. Here's my transformation. I decided I needed to get healthy. I actually was starting a diet. Needed to lose weight. After 17 years, that's what I have been doing, dieting. But this time, things were different because I got connected to a coach through my friend. I was a referral from my friend to my coach, and she transformed my world. You guys, as I was getting healthier, everything was different. And I actually decided to become a coach. One reason I became a coach was because my husband, who's over here on the right, he had a long journey ahead of him. Brad lost 128 pounds on plan, but financially we were not in a great place. And I thought, man, if I could create some extra income part-time, that would really help. So that was my first reason for coaching. But one of the things that I did when I was growing up is I went to school and got my master's degree in social work. And I really wanted to help people. That's where my heart was. That's what I love to do. And my father, when he was alive, suggested to me, maybe you don't want to go to social work school. I'm not sure you're going to be able to support yourself. And I said, Daddy, I love people. This is what I wanted to do. And so that's what I did. That's what I pursued. But my daddy was right. And then I found OPTAVIA. And guess what? I was able to help so many more people with our amazing program than I could do in the field. And I was able to help my family. And so my whole family has benefited from this program. My daughter has gotten healthy. Both my daughters have learned habits that will sustain them for a lifetime. We all embrace the habits of health. And I get to leave a legacy. I never imagined in my life that I would be able to say, I am doing something that is making a change in the world. But with OPTAVIA, I can say that. So now that you know a little bit about my story, I want to tell you a little story about our company. The credibility of our company. You can see in the corner, we are one of the most trustworthy companies rated by Forbes magazine. But OPTAVIA truly is a company committed to providing solutions for creating optimal health. And together, collectively, we are over 30,000 coaches and healthcare professionals. When I came into this program, the number wasn't near anywhere that. I think it was like 12,000. So we have grown in leaps and bounds because so many people want to pay this gift forward and help us on this mission. So on the right is Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. He is our co-founder. He's also a coach, just like me, and he is a New York Times best-selling author. We are all on a mission to get America healthy, one healthy habit at a time. My dog just barged in, if you guys heard that. This is real life, you guys. And what I love is that we get to partner. We're a part of the field, but our corporate is so strong. And together, we work so solidly and strong. What I love is we are a New York Stock Exchange-based company. We are US-based. All of these things together make me so proud. And what I really love, because I love numbers, over 1 million lives have been impacted. Over 1 million lives, you guys. That's just phenomenal. And so again, I'm going to say this, OPTAVIA is about lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. So let's go over some statistics, some worldwide statistics. Worldwide obesity has nearly tripled since 1975. And sadly, my family was part of these statistics. Now, I was not obese, but I was in the overweight category. And what I'm really proud to say is no longer. No longer am I part of that statistic. No longer is my family part of that statistics. We can change these numbers. Most of the world's population lives in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than underweight. That is sad, you guys. Again, this is a place where we can make a difference. Here's some American statistics about finances. Almost a third of adults with partners, 31%, report that money is a major source of conflict in their relationship. That was me and Brad. We probably fought daily about money because there was no extra, and we had to make sure we could pay our bills. 69% of workers were stressed over their finances, with 72% admitting to worrying about their finances at work. Here we go to work every day to make things better for our home, for our family, and we're sitting there worrying about our finances. OPTAVIA can make a difference. So there's 4 components of our system. I'm going to briefly go over them. You get a coach. A coach gets to come alongside of you and guide you on this journey, cheer you on, motivate you, and hold you accountable. And did you hear me say they guide you? We're not the experts. We're not the experts. We are a guide. We all have the Habits of Health transformational system. I love this system. It gets our mind healthy. And then we have our OPTAVIA community. Thank you for being part of my community. Thank you for being here tonight. You guys, together we are stronger. And although we cannot be together physically right now, virtually is amazing. And we're going to keep coming together virtually because we can and we need each other. Getting healthy is not meant to do alone. We get to do this together. And then our fuelings, our amazing OPTAVIA fuelings that are nutritious and that give us the tool that we need to get to a healthy weight or give us the structure that we need. I love our 4 components. So now that you know about the 4 components, I'm actually going to have Pam Franklin come and tell a little bit about her story. I'm not going to talk about her pictures too much, but I do want to point something out. Here's Pam's on the left. Here's her transformation. But here's Pam on the right. Check her out standing in the middle of a heart. Pam is all heart. She speaks from the heart. I know you guys are going to feel it. I just adore her, and I'm going to turn this over to her. Pam, take it away.
Thank you, Michelle. It is such an honor to be able to talk to you guys tonight and tell you my story. I have always had an unhealthy relationship with food. I was a yo-yo dieter for most of my life, and I was the fat kid when I was little. I remember a really close member of my family when I was little telling me I was fat, and I stored that in my brain. I became a young wife at 21 and a mother at 25. I learned to stop punishing myself by withholding food, but I started comforting myself with sugar and carbs and chocolate. I never learned the tools to heal my mind, and every day I kept telling myself things like, you failed as a wife because you got a divorce. You failed as a daughter because you disappointed your family and disowned their name. And you failed as a mom because you allowed your second husband into your home with your children who was physically and verbally abusive. After 5 years of marriage with him, in 2012, I ended that marriage. I knew I had to find the strength and the courage to do something that was just going to scare me to death. But my kids didn't deserve to have this man in our home, and neither did I. But when I asked him to leave, I knew that he was going to take over half of the income that I needed to pay the mortgage and the bills and put food on the table. I was a medical transcriptionist. I sat at that desk back there every day, making $17 an hour. I was there 11 years. They said, never ask for a raise. That's all you'll ever make. Sometimes I had $25 left at the end of the month when the bills were paid to put food on my table for my girls. But I was proud of myself, y'all, because I was doing it and I had enough. And I thought, as long as I had enough, I'm living. Sometimes I would work 60 hours and not think anything of it because I needed to fix a car or I needed to buy Christmas gifts for my girls. I found myself just going through the motions of the day, finding comfort in chocolate day after day. I had no dreams. What good was a dream going to do? I could hardly even pay my bills, so why dream? I was starting in menopause, had no energy whatsoever. I couldn't sleep, and I was packing on the pounds. Needless to say, I felt hopeless. Then OPTAVIA came into my life and rocked my world more than I could have ever imagined. I hoped to lose 20 pounds, y'all, but in the first week, I had energy that I couldn't contain, and a lot of people think I still do, and I was starting to lose weight. I knew I had found a gift that I had to share with everybody that would listen and everybody that wouldn't listen, because I couldn't hide this. It was so amazing. And my youngest daughter was getting ready to buy a house, and she was going to be moving out, and she was going to take that little bit of rent that she paid me every month, and I needed it. So I needed to find a way to make that up. So I decided to become a health coach. The more people I helped, the more I started to find passion and purpose and a burning in my soul that was making me come alive. I realized my purpose was way more than sitting at that 9-to-5 job for $17 an hour and calling that a life. As I found my purpose, I started finding the courage to deal with all the things I had stored in my head and allowed to live rent-free in there. Ever since I was a little kid, I'd suppressed so much that had to come out. So I started setting new boundaries and turning into a whole new person. Y'all, my life has transformed into somebody that I hardly recognize some days. So remember that 20 pounds I wanted to lose? I lost 58. So that was amazing. But more importantly, I healed my mind and I found what I was created for. Last September, I walked away from that desk and that job that brought me so much pain, and I started health coaching full time and living this incredible life of freedom. Freedom from unhealthy food choices, freedom from an unhealthy mind, and freedom to create this new life that I never knew was even possible. See, y'all, I just didn't do OPTAVIA. I became OPTAVIA. I am OPTAVIA. I have found my community. I have found my family. I have come home. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Michelle, for letting me speak.
I love it, Pam. You are bringing people to tears. And like I said, Pam speaks from the heart. And you guys, she's not keeping this gift to herself. When something makes such an impact in your life, you have to give it away. And Pam exudes OPTAVIA. Everywhere she goes, everyone she talks to, she is an OPTAVIan. And I'm just so proud of her. I didn't know her back in the day. I've only known her as part of OPTAVIA, but she continues to evolve, and you'll never see her without a smile on her face. So Pam, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing and just being so vulnerable tonight. But I know that you spoke to a lot of people. And there she is, 58 pounds that she was planning on losing 20. So let's talk about coaching a little bit. You guys, coaching uses a combination approach of one-to-one team and community support for clients and patients, providing guidance and encouragement. The coach focuses on the client's values, needs, vision, and goals in 3 principal areas: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. All 3 of these areas need to be worked on. We want to be moving forward. You want to be moving forward in all of these areas towards optimal health. That's the sweet spot, you guys. And I'll tell you, if you're out of balance in any of those areas, it will impact the other areas. So when I started as a client, I was getting my body healthy, I was getting my mind healthy, but my finances weren't healthy. And that takes a toll on your mind. And when your mind's not healthy, that takes a toll on your body. So I started coaching and started working on those healthy finances so I could move forward in that area. You guys, as coaches, we are striving to improve all areas of our lives, but also to offer the same gift for everyone else that we come into contact with. They are 3 powerful areas of our life. So what are the benefits of becoming a coach? Well, there's lots of them. Oh, wait a minute. I think I skipped a slide. No, I didn't. Okay, I am so sorry. Let's talk about the benefits of becoming a coach. It's going to reinforce your decision to become healthy. You get to pay it forward to make a difference. It's fun and rewarding, and the compensation is amazing. The currency of goodwill. It fulfills financial needs and goals, and we get to leave a legacy. Like I said, I never thought that I could leave a legacy before. But you guys, we're people helping people. And when you help people, it's really good for your overall well-being. And there's that slide I was looking for. So my next speaker is Alexandria and Dominic Zitello. Now their story is very different from Pam's. I'm really excited for them to share. They don't have a weight loss story, which is so fun. I'm not going to talk about the picture on the left because I think they are, but you guys check them out on the right. Alexandria and Dom are a young powerhouse couple who just love to have fun. They just love to have fun. And this is just a great picture of them because it tells a little bit about who they are. So I'm going to actually turn this over to you guys and let you tell your story.
Hey, Michelle and everyone on here. Thank you so much for letting us come on and share. I am Alexandria, and this is my husband, Dominic.
Hello.
And we are all about the fun and just the energy and just living this life to the fullest. So as Michelle said, I did not start off this journey with a health story for physical weight loss, and neither did my husband. So I love hearing everyone be able to come in and talk about the transformations that they wanted to pay forward. But honestly, I didn't have that. I just had a heart that I really wanted to help. I really wanted to make an impact in the world. And I saw so many people struggling. And I wanted to find a way to have some more fun. So back in February of 2018, I found myself in a room with some familiar faces, some friends that we had, and a bunch of people that I didn't know. And when we were in that room, I mean, no health story, no big network or amazing community. We actually had just moved all the way across the country and knew no one. And honestly, I was in a really low point and really, really lonely. And so in that room, I got to meet some amazing people that ended up, they were all coaches, and they just really looked at me and they saw me. They saw me for what I could be. They saw me for the fun that I wanted to have in life. They looked past our ages because we were young and still are young. And instead, they saw what we could do and what gift we could bring. And they just told us, you are welcome here, that you have a seat at the table and that you can be a part of this no matter what your background is, moving forward, there are people out there that need your help if you want to even help people. And so in that desire, we made the plunge and started helping people in coaching, not really knowing what was going to happen. They gave us literally, every resource. OPTAVIA set us up with everything that we could need to help our friends and our family to start making an impact and really just starting to live life to the fullest. See, I didn't have a crazy amount of weight that I had to lose, but I did have a lot of weight up here that I needed to lose. Like a lot of people my age, I had jumped around from job to job to job. And
to job.
Yes. And I never was happy. I would come home and struggle. I would struggle at work. We were struggling financially because nothing seemed to get us out of that paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, I had just started a career that I was trying to climb the ladder in, like so many people my age start to do. And so when coaching found me and I hopped into this, I didn't expect it to be anything big. I just wanted a little bit of joy back in my life. And what we found is it grew rather quickly. And I started to have a lot of that joy and that passion and that purpose and the mission as I started to see other people's lives change. And even to what my husband can attest to, I started to see myself change. And I started to see our relationship change.
She got a little nicer.
and so honestly, this past September, in the middle of our 20s, which is crazy, my husband came home to work with me full time, which I know people work a lifetime for, and I never expected that to happen. But that picture on the left is our ultimate freedom and our ultimate fun. By sharing our heart and paying this gift forward, we now live in a van, full-time and full-time van life, which is something that sounds crazy to some people, but we're crazy. And without the freedom, we never, A, would have been able to build it, B, could travel around the country, meeting people, loving on people, and bringing people into this community as well. But also, I don't think our relationship could handle living in 46 square feet if our mindsets didn't change and our communication didn't change and finances and everything that OPTAVIA has brought to us. So honestly, I have to say, in that room in February, making what I didn't know was about to be the scariest decision of my life, my coaches, Kevin and Christy, offered me a gift to invest in myself that I never thought would turn into this. It was the biggest and best investment that I think I ever could have made in our lives that has turned to a community that is my family. My best friends I found through this, my passion, my mission, my joy, my energy. And I found that it actually helped me turn into the person I think my creator actually made me to be. And I'm getting to pay that gift forward and see so many people across the entire country step into that too. So thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
I love your story, Alexandria and Dom. It never gets old. And I know you guys couldn't read the chat, but people were just so excited to hear from you guys, this mid-20s couple who are coaching and paying this forward and following their dream. You guys, Alexandria and Dom, they're hard workers, but what I love about OPTAVIA is there's no cap to our income. You get paid based on your efforts, and they love people. That's all they do. They love people, and they share this offering. And now they're helping so many other people who are transforming their lives as well, in healthy body, in healthy mind, and healthy finances. So let's talk a little bit more about our progressive growth model. So when you come in, coaches actually move through 3 competencies. You come in as an OPTAVIA coach, where you're acquiring and supporting clients. Then you move to a business coach. You're still acquiring clients and supporting them, but in addition to that, you actually start to work with coaches and teach them how to be successful. And then from business coach, you move to business leader. And as a business leader, you still work with clients just as you did when you came in, but now you get to build teams of coaches, teams of business coaches, and the degree of your compensation is going to follow your skill sets and your levels of activity. So how does it work for coaches? Well, you guys, this is about, like I said, people helping people. It's a relationship-based model, a relational model, and it really is focused on optimal well-being. We're all about the people. People trust you, they love you, and they want to work with you. What I love is we're all self-employed, we're independent. There are full-time or part-time opportunities. You choose how much do you want to do. There are low startup and operating costs. No inventory. Thank you, OPTAVIA. You guys, no inventory for us. It's amazing. There's a flexible business so you can work from anywhere. Did you catch where Alexandria and Dominic live? They're in a van. You can work from anywhere. And honestly, I feel so blessed because in what I call my prior life, prior to OPTAVIA, my husband and I and my family, we never got to travel. Now we're blessed and we get to travel, but guess what? I still work. I don't have to take off to travel. I've got my phone, I've got my laptop, and it goes where I go. And my business goes where I go because again, we're about relationships. And wherever I go, I am just making new relationships and meeting new people. So you can work from anywhere. There's no quotas or monthly purchases required, which is really nice. And you get first training and support. It's the top of the line. So what kind of support do you get? We have a comprehensive training center. You guys, we have this duplicable model. It's laid out for us. You don't have to figure it out. You just work through the steps. And what's so cool is as you're learning, as you're going through these steps, guess what? You can earn money. You don't have to learn it all. You don't have to spend time learning everything that we're about because guess what? You can earn while you're learning. You're going to work with a business coach and a mentorship team. We employ team coaching. So it's like apprentice style. We're going to come alongside of you as you're growing. You can work at your own pace. You guys, the course is already set. The course is there. You set the pace. You want to run? Because your mentorship team will run with you if you want to help a lot of people. If you don't want to run, that's okay. We'll walk with you. We'll even crawl with you. You set the pace. And we also, not right now because times are a little bit different, but we do have a lot of local, regional, and national wellness and training events. Now, the great thing though is OPTAVIA is doing all of that virtually right now. So we're still getting training. The training continues. 6 years in, I'm still attending training events. I'm still learning and growing. And what I know is I get more training and personal growth from what OPTAVIA offers. Never in a million years did I imagine that. And what I love is in the chat, I saw people saying, I'm ready to go buy my coach kit. I'm so glad that someone's story tonight spoke to you. So I want to ask you, are you ready to make a decision for the people in your life? Are you going to make a difference? What decision are you going to make? Are you going to move forward in your health? In body, in mind, in finances, in any of those areas, all three of those areas? Because people need us. They need us more than ever. So let's explore what that can look like for you. And please join our OPTAVIA mission, lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time, and help the world create health and well-being. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so glad that we were able to spend some time with you.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.